Okay, so divine masculine energy, spirit, please and thank you. What are the themes coming up for the divine masculine? Messages of guidance. Remember, masculine energy is also present in the female embodiment. In fact, that's a lot of what is coming up lately, is an over-accessed masculine energy with the feminine, when all they actually want is for someone else to take over, for someone else to hold space. Independence is not the same as isolation or hating the masculine, is what is coming up, is what they are saying. Okay, so for the masculine spirit, please and thank you. Oh. I'm smiling because you spoke about abandonment and deception. What I'm getting is, for the masculine energy, is that there was, in your nurturing or in nurturing self, actually maybe even going back to childhood, because that's really where it comes from, there was a missing sense of warmth for some of you, a sense of feeling surrounded by emotion, but not necessarily the warmth of emotion, being surrounded by family members and people, but not feeling the connection. And why I say this, and this is why I use different decks, is the imagery is always different. The hearth behind her is not lit. The table looks abundant, but the cups are also empty. The Nine of Cups is also a card of wish fulfillment. So there is an underlying desire to feel warmth in connection. This card also sometimes represents addiction. So addiction, as Gabor Mate would say, is the opposite to connection. Sometimes when we are missing or lacking connection in our lives, we will turn to an addiction. And it doesn't have to be an extreme addiction. But the example he used was a patient using heroin that he was working with, saying that every time she took a shot of heroin, it was like a warm hug. And this is the feeling I'm getting. There's a coldness in this energy. This is also why there could be some self-sabotage. The card of the Five of Swords is about overthinking. It is also, and you can see all the fairies or gnomes or the noise that's going on around this card. Swords is air energy, so it's thought energy. It is of the mind. And the moth, they are saying to me, represents the shadow. So there's a lot of negative self-talk going on right now with masculine energy, and negative self-talk leading to maybe self-sabotage. So a self-fulfilling prophecy in that you are not good enough, you will be abandoned. So initiating that action before it happens to prove that this is the narrative, that there isn't any warmth to be found. And why I say abandonment specifically is because we have the Five of Pentacles, and this is the card of ghosting. It's a card of rejection. It's a card of feeling left out in the cold. It's a card of feeling isolated. So some of the masculine energy could be using manipulation or charm King of Wands energy is a very creative energy, but with the other cards on the table and the cards talk to each other, what I'm getting is a sense of needing to feel like you have to put on a facade of charm. There's an unconscious manipulation that maybe happens in connection and in relationship because you are seeking the sense of warmth. And so it could be done in ways that feel manipulative, and exactly what Tam was talking about. The anxious avoidant is part of the self-sabotage because the anxious attachment will cling, the avoidant will run away. But we are all looking for the same thing. Both energies are looking for the same thing. And that could be the manipulation of the King of Wands here. The shadow side of the King of Wands, card of Leo, is deceit, manipulation, and charm to get what you want. At the bottom of the deck as well is the card of deception, or not maybe wanting to see the truth of something, and so avoiding the truth in ways. Again, this could relate to addiction, but also behaviors where the motivation is to avoid pain and to seek that sense of warmth. Go, Tam.
Sure. Okay, so once again, we're talking about masculine energy that exists within the feminine embodiment and exists within the masculine embodiment. So if we just look at masculine energy is light. It is all about giving. The only thing and only purpose and reason masculine energy has is to give life. So if we look at what is happening with masculine energy at the moment, it is a lot about taking. So in the end, if masculine energy is all about taking, I deserve, I need, I want, then basically what is happening is all that energy is doing is it is contracting and it is building up an enormity of shame. And the more it takes, the more shame it builds and builds and builds. And that shame just becomes a repetitive loop that keeps being replayed over and over and over. So masculine energy is about purpose. And unless masculine energy has purpose to give into, it is sitting in shame. So in the masculine itself, the masculine embodiment, you are finding a lot of men that don't know where, that feel purposeless. They are too petrified to go into relationships because they don't know what to give into. They have deep disappointment with the feminine energy at the same time. They are looking for deep, intimate relationships, but with all the shame, with all the fear, one night stands are pretty much giving them the dopamine hit for that experience, yet the enormity of the shame denies them the experience of actually gifting and living into that purpose within them. Now, talking about the feminine embodiment and masculine energy. Okay, same thing. The feminine gifts herself, gifts this world from her masculine energy, lives in her purpose in the same thing, gifts herself life, gifts herself everything, and fulfills her purpose. And in that gets to receive the gift of her own purpose in this reality. So sitting in expectation that the masculine needs to provide for the feminine, that the masculine needs to fulfill all the feminine's needs, what is happening, it is the same thing. It is taking energy again, expectation again. So we have to start taking this back to, am I honoring what my masculine energy is all about. Am I giving? Am I gifting this reality? Am I gifting myself? Am I gifting the people around me? Or am I taking? And taking is a very interesting energy, because oftentimes we think we are giving, but actually what we are doing is we are taking. The moment we start doing something and require validation for what it is we are doing, require validation to be seen, require validation or to be loved, in that moment, we are in the energy of taking, in the energy of need. So how we get to shift this energy is the moment we can step into the strength of our masculine, into the king within us all, is to be in the energy of giving. And the more we give, the more aligned we are with our soul's path, with our own purpose, with our soulmate, with love, with all of it. That is the strength and the power of the masculine energy within us all, is the gift of life. Men are created externally. Men provide the seed of life. That is what the masculine does. The masculine provides the light, the life of our existence, of our being. So the moment we go against the gifting, the giving of life, we are in a space of taking. And in taking, we create more scarcity. And more shame. Yes.
And yeah, exactly.
And scarcity.
And scarcity.
And what I loved about this is this card too, is the masculine is all about gifting, and the feminine is all about receiving. What the masculine energy desires more than anything is to gift the feminine energy and for her to receive it fully. Without that feminine energy, there is no life, there is no living, there is no creation. So the masculine is yearning deeply to be able to gift, and what he gifts is received and created into life. The simple laws of life. Man gives seed, woman creates life. So
what I interrupted you, but I want to redeem the King of Wands as you were talking, because his energy, the light side of the King of Wands, when he is in healthy expression, is creation. It's fire energy. It's it is charm, but in a healthy way. It is giving, but in a healthy way. It's action in a healthy way. So I love that you said that about creation.
And as you were talking earlier, the other side of that card is masculine energy that has to perform for validation, for acknowledgement, for love, for manipulates.
Yes.
So, and in that energy alone, we are once again in a space of taking, deep shame, deep loneliness, and deep yearning. And what happens with that too is it's as if one is going against one's own soul's yearning, one's own soul's purpose. So denying your own authenticity, denying your own soul's path, your own soul's experience. And in that, what it feels like eventually starts happening is there is no point. There is no purpose. And depression kicks in, all of those things kick in, and addictions kick in, all of that. We want connection, we want commitment, we want all of these beautiful things that we deserve in life. But to be able to achieve that and to be able to honor our soul's path, we have to be in a state of giving. That is the masculine within the feminine embodiment, as well as within the masculine embodiment.
And that touches on the deception here, because if we're not actually actively aware of these things, we are going to stay stuck and abandon ourselves actually in that. I think it's the negative self-judgment, Tam. I don't know what your take on this is, but the negative self-judgment that leads to wanting to run away from, yourself sometimes, wanting to escape yourself. But what I've learned and what I've been learning in the readings as well is embracing that shadow side is one of the most beautiful things that you can do for your own self-love, and not judging it. So watching the words that you say in that judgment. And often, it's I'm undeserving of love. I don't deserve this. I will be abandoned. Um, and it's a belief that gets created that we then start behaving from.
Another thing I just want to say about shame, when it comes to all that judgment, all that lack of self-worth, all of that beautiful stuff, like, how do we climb out of it? How do we climb out of it?
How?
It's literally, it's not always the easiest process, and sometimes it's painful, but we have choice. We have free will. If we decide to continue the loops and the behaviors that keep putting us into a space of shame, we are continually creating it. So once we become aware of what it continually puts us into those places of shame, it just requires the courage to literally go, when I am back into this place, I choose to step into a different decision, a different choice. We all have free will. Our shame does not control us. Our shame is a beautiful gift that literally guides us and goes, this is not serving me. I don't like this feeling. I am more than this. I am life itself. I am love itself. But this is not giving me what I desire. So if it's not giving me what I desire, then free will gives us the choice to make a different decision. Yes. For example, in the dating world, if we are literally having sex on every single date with whoever it is we are meeting, yet come home and complain that nobody treats us as sacred, the greatest question we can ask ourselves is, how sacred am I treating me?
Myself.
Yes. So free will gives us, go on another date and treat yourself as sacred and see how that alone changes the energy.
Yeah. And that's the self-deception, right? It's like when you're not willing, and it's not a judgment. I'm sitting with my own demons at the moment, and I'm like hugging them, just acknowledging that they are there, and that with that awareness, it doesn't even have to be healed. It's just the awareness that allows the different choice to be made, to say, I'm not
just
settling.
Have to see it.
Exactly.
That's all. And no person is free of shame.
No.
We all have shame. Shame is a great guide to show us what it is we desire and deserve in this world. It is a beautiful gift to sit there and not to shame yourself again. Just go, oh my goodness. Okay, so I desire sacredness. I desire this. I desire that. So I have free will to behave and become that. And in that, I become that resonance chamber that allows a different experience for me. So, yeah.
I love that, resonance chamber.
Yes, it's my favorite word.
It's like, and with Lionsgate, again, the King of Wands is a card of Leo. And it's fixed energy. Lionsgate right now is asking us to take action. What the energy is asking for right now is no more thinking, no more over analyzing, no more manifesting in your mind. It's asking for action. So what are you actively doing about these things? That's the energy of this 888 Lionsgate on the 8th of August that has started already. And King of Wands is Leo. It is Leo energy. And it's fixed energy. Okay, so I'm going to check on the feminine now, Tam. Or is there a specific question you think I need to ask?
No, I think just check in on the collective.
Okay, feminine. What's going on with feminine energy right now? Please and thank you, Spirit. Any messages, themes, the feminine energy? Oh my gosh. So there is an energy of not wanting to let go of something here for the feminine. And what I'm hearing is control and independence. So we're coming out of an era where as the feminine embodiment, we were fighting for equality, fighting for independence, fighting for equal remuneration, for equality in the home. Um, and we've now in the space of rebalancing that. So the feminine is finding it difficult to surrender, is what the cards are saying. There's a difficulty here in trusting. And why I say that is we have the Emperor, which is the divine masculine energy. So it's really interesting that it's come up in the feminine read, but it's the energy of the masculine that the feminine has had to embody to prove herself. The Emperor is a card of Aries. It's ruled by Mars, the planet of action and war. And it is, yeah, it's fire energy. So it's control as well. It's taking action. It's being independent. It's doing everything on your own. It's being able to, like Tam and I mentioned in one of our podcasts, drill a hole, fix the leaking tap, fix the pool pump, whatever it is that you need to do. You pride yourself in doing that. But when it comes to surrendering and allowing or asking for help, even, this is the difficulty in energy. It's like a holding on to that independence, not wanting to relinquish control, but at the same time wanting to call in someone that is able to come in and do that. So the feminine is struggling to just trust and surrender and to be in a space to allow someone else to step in and take the reins at times. There's also a fear here that by allowing that trust or by surrendering, that it's not lasting, that this energy is going to disappear, that it's going to end up badly. If I do surrender, if I do trust, I will be hurt again. That's where this fear is coming from. And I think with the Hermit here, card of Virgo, major arcana, it's really about going within to find the answer about why it is that you have this fear of surrender. And is the consequence really going to be that bad if you find that you are surrendering and then disappointed? What will happen, if that had to happen? Is the consequence really that bad? What is it triggering inside of you? What is it activating inside of you? I prefer that word. Thank you, Tam. And it is about the inner child. It's going back to nature and nurture. So where there are generational trauma patterns as well that are being repeated? I feel like a lot of the feminine are starting to realize this. There's a sense of clarity here, clarity in thought. It could be a thought that's been cycling through different relationships until eventually, and I like that sunbeam that's coming through um, is almost mirroring what this card is saying. There's a moment of clarity here for the feminine around control, around independence, and around the belief that relinquishing control does not mean submission in a negative sense. It does not mean losing a sense of yourself. And surrendering does not have to mean that you lose your independence.
Okay. So feminine energy is all about receiving, and that is probably one of the hardest things to do because it requires full trust, it requires full surrender. Feminine energy for me is like, it's like the ocean. It's deep, 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 dark. And it holds everything. It holds all life. So it knows about the pain of life. It knows about the darkness. It knows about the shadow. It knows about everything, and it feels all of it. All of it. And for me, sometimes that's why it's so hard to literally just trust life. Trust life, trust the creator, trust the masculine energy, trust because of the enormity of what the feminine energy is holding. And it's timelines and ancestral stuff, and it's a lot. It's a hell of a lot. But the enormity of that allows us to feel what it is we feel, and to create life and keep creating life and to nourish life and to live the full experience of life and the nurture and the receiving, and then in all of that just keep creating more life and keep receiving and creating more and more life. So I can understand the fight. I can understand why the fight has happened, but things are definitely shifting. And the way that is shifting is that we have to be deeply aware of how essential masculine energy is in our life. And that the masculine energy literally brings that life to us. It brings the light to all of that. So how do we start doing that? How do we start trusting, and how do we surrender that deeply? And one of the best ways for me doing that is actually looking at the masculine and actually start seeing the relationship you have with masculine. What do you say about the masculine? When a group of women get together, how do you speak about the masculine? Is there an honoring of masculine energy, or is there actually a belittlement of masculine energy? And a lot of women have got a lot of words about masculine energy. And we need to be deeply, deeply aware of that, because basically what we are saying about the masculine outside of us is exactly what we are saying about our own masculine energy. And if we are in deep belittlement of our own masculine energy, we would not want to even receive the light from our own masculine energy. And that is a lot of the time why women are feeling so overwhelmed with the depth of who it is they are, because they are not receiving that consciousness, that light from their own masculine, and why they're feeling so lost in their whole emotional body. But saying the same for masculine embodiment, what masculine energy feels about the feminine and treats the feminine is exactly how they feel about their own feminine energy, and why it's that overwhelming sometimes. So yeah, it's a big one. Receiving and surrendering and trusting is huge.
And asking for help.
Yes.
I struggle with that. It's almost like this feeling of I should be able to do this on my own.
Mm. It even comes down to prayer, how much guilt we have even when we pray, because we usually pray when we're on our knees, literally when life is collapsing, and we feel guilty that we are asking for the help.
Mm.
Where prayer should be part of our everyday in receiving and asking and being present to that light that is available to us. We are gifted to feel so much. The feminine energy feels, and she is beautiful in her feeling, in her nurture, in her nourishment. But she is not alone. She is held by the masculine. She is held by her own masculine energy, her own light. She holds both the light and the dark, just as the masculine holds the light and the dark. But we have to start becoming deeply aware of what is the feminine's relationship with her own masculine. And when she can start seeing that, she can actually start seeing why she battles so much in receiving, because she does not even trust her own masculine energy within her.
Mm.
Yeah. So time alone is essential.
Yeah.
Mm.
The time alone. I mean, this also affects our relationship with money, money as an energy. It's not just the love energy, but the energies that Tam and I are speaking about today, again, pour out or ripple out into every decision that we make. And I've noticed that with my business is not trusting myself is when I see that I am restricting the flow of money, because my business is actually holding me as a masculine energy, and then I don't trust it to hold me. So money doesn't feel safe to land in that space. It's the same with love. It's and again, the guilt of receiving. So even in business, writing out an invoice and having that ick factor of, is this really what my session is worth? That's all going back to trust and being happy to receive and feeling worthy of receiving.
The big one too, as you were talking about that, is our ideas, our intuition. A lot of that are those light codes of the masculine. So trusting our own ideas, our own masculine, going, okay, let's do this. I'm holding you. I'm giving you this great idea. I'm giving you this intuition. Let's step forward into this, and I will hold you to create that into life. So we don't even trust our own intuition or our own ideas. And
as you said, light code, and this is not AI, people. This is like a real rainbow coming through here.
It's the most beautiful experience when you can actually start having a discussion with your own masculine or your own feminine inside of you. And when you start having these discussions, you see the enormity of the feminine, how much she holds, her depth, her nourishment, her nurture, it's the most beautiful thing, and how much she holds. And then when you start having this discussion with your masculine and you start building this beautiful relationship with your own masculine, you actually start realizing how much that masculine energy honors you and is trying to actually protect you and is trying to create with you. But it is in our rejection that the two are not working together. They are two opposite sides, but they have to work together
Together
in union.
in
That is what
union.
sacred union is. And the more and more we become aware of this energy within us, our own masculine, our own feminine, and the dance between them, the more joy we start experiencing, the more curiosity, the more love we start experiencing. You literally have this experience of falling in love with yourself. And the men around you start changing, the women around you start changing. Your whole experience of reality starts changing.
And realizing that it's not separate. We're not fighting each other.
No.
It's one energy in dance with the other.
Yes, there's nothing separate about us. Yeah. We are built, masculine, feminine energy does not matter the embodiment, is union, is wholeness within each and every one of us. That's why we yearn for it so much.
Okay, so final question, closing question to round off this love energy reading. What are the messages of advice, of guidance, of insight, spirit that you can share to close off this reading? Only jumpers, please. Deception wanted to come out, but we'll see if it comes out again. We're smiling. I'll show you why. Oh, my hat. So, Tam, you were talking about the depth of emotion, and one of the cards that has come out is the Four of Cups, which is a grieving energy, an energy of feeling like there has been a missed opportunity in love, almost shutting off to the energy of love, because there actually is a cup right behind her that is overflowing and that is available and ready, but the person in this card is not willing to see it, and maybe it's too painful to see, and there's still some grieving and loss and shame associated with what has been lost, and wondering about the missed opportunity and looking at the empty cups and not necessarily what is available. But it is a minor arcana, and I feel like it's trumped by the energies, the other energies that have come out. So King of Cups energy, card of Scorpio, also a fixed energy. And as Tam was talking about the feminine energy being like the deep ocean, Scorpio energy is like the ocean. It is very, very deep emotion. The King of Cups is, and King energy with the King of Cups is being able to sit with emotion without allowing it to overwhelm or spiral. It's allowing the darker feelings, the negative feelings, without letting them overrule your decision making, your choices, but acknowledging them for what they are and being able to sit in the comfort of all kinds of emotions and not projecting a timeline or a narrative of a missed opportunity based on past timelines and past experiences. So the King of Cups energy is an evolved energy, an emotional maturity, and an emotional intelligence. Knowing his emotions, understanding his emotions. And I'm saying his because it is King energy. But again, masculine and feminine is within all of us. But it's acknowledging the emotion, sitting with it, and not judging it. The High Priestess, card of Pisces, Major Arcana. This is again about trusting the intuition. And intuition is both a masculine and a feminine energy. The High Priestess in traditional culture is the one that leads, with the High Priest being the one that supports. So that is actually sometimes, the narrative around the divine feminine and the masculine is the feminine tends to lead with intuition, with reception, with cosmic knowledge, and the masculine is holding the space for that. So it's stepping into understanding your own intuition, acknowledging and developing your own intuition, and trusting your intuition about situations. Another king energy here is the stability and the security. And it is in knowing that you are safe, that you are held safe. So this is also a card about grounding into the body. And the body is a very important vessel in order to create safety. So if we are not creating safety within our own bodies, and that's through, every day, the way we nourish our bodies, the way we create stability and security in our lives. Taurus energy, it's earthly energy. It's creating that sense of safety. And if your nervous system is not feeling a sense of safety, it is going to react to situations that feel unsafe. Also, the root chakra energy. So, this is about grounding into the body, Taurus energy here. And then the last card is about activation. So, what is being activated? Whatever is being activated, the Knight of Swords is a very fast moving knight. And that's usually how activation happens. You're sitting on a date or you're in a relationship and there's a trigger, there's an immediate trigger, and there's a nervous system response to that. There's an emotional response to that. So it's how do you ground into that? How do you acknowledge the emotion coming up without immediately reacting and making an assumption about it and grieving the loss or the missed opportunity rather than seeing the intuitive guidance that is coming through from that activation and from that trigger.
Thank you. The thing that's coming through you for me the most at the moment as we're closing off is sometimes it all feels so overwhelming that we just want to give up. But with absolute certainty to know that what you are searching for is searching for you. And if we can remember that and hold on to that, we can start seeing life very differently in all the activations we are going through. Every single person we've loved, every single person that comes into our lives is literally giving us a piece of us. And if we can actually, with love and with the deepest gratitude, actually just look at that person and go, thank you. You have shown me and given me a little bit more of me. Help me develop a stronger relationship with me, develop deeper intimacy with me, allowing more wholeness to be experienced within me. And when we can start looking at life that way, we can start treating life with a little more kindness, a little bit more love for ourselves, and then to give that to the world. So, yes, it hurts sometimes. Yes, it's painful. But each experience, experienced with gratitude, every activation, experienced with love, changes everything for us. We are just calling more and more pieces of ourselves home, experiencing more and more wholeness within us. And just to know that if you desire something, it means it already exists for you. Your vessel is just recalibrating for the time that your resonance and the resonance of whatever it is you desire are on the same frequency. So enjoy the experiences of love, enjoy the rejection, enjoy the abandonment, enjoy all of it and see it for the gift that it is. And above all else, we have free will. Not about the past, but we have free will in the present moment to choose differently. Thank you once again for a beautiful, beautiful conversation.
You know what's amazing? I just realized now that at the bottom of this deck is also a card of Taurus, but it's the High Priest. And whatever card is at the bottom of the deck is holding space for the whole reading. And we have the High Priestess here. So it's the perfect ending to this energy of divine masculine, divine feminine, with the High Priest, the Hierophant, holding energy for the feminine to come through. And this card is also, like Tam was saying, it's about present choice. The Hierophant can be a representation of rules, regulations, societal norms, structures. What it's asking is to challenge those beliefs, those past experiences, those cultural norms, those structures, and to trust your own intuition and make your own choice through free will. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
I hope that you gained some insight from this reading, that it helped in some way, that it resonated in some way. If you'd like a personal reading, I'm going to leave both our details in the description box below. I mean, Tam does sacred intimacy coaching as well, going deeper into your body and your relationship with your masculine and feminine. So both of those details will be in the description box if you are looking to dive deeper into a situation that you are experiencing. But thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Please comment, share your experience, and until next time, sending you so much love.